Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, July the 30th. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And as we are coming up to the last trading day, trading days of the month, just remember to have your risk management in place. Never lose more on any one single trade than you're willing to lose. So, weekly, we had a gap down, and we've got one pair that hasn't filled the gap. All the rest have filled. As you can see, we are 11 pips above the weekly open, 13 off the high, 12 off the low. Zooming out to the monthly, you can see we are just touching. Let's see, that top's at 47, we're at 46, so we're just slightly outside the upper wick zone. Or I'm sorry, we're actually in the upper wick zone of the previous month's candle. All I had to do was look here on the dashboard. So we may explode back out of it. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. We're putting in the opening range for the week. We are above the opening range for the month. And for the year, we are 756 pips above the yearly open, 1,043 above the yearly low, and 297 off the yearly high. And we are still inside of the inside bar that happened 2 weeks ago. So look for a short at 28.15. That's on the weekly. As you can see, there's some pairs, the yen pairs and the New Zealand pairs are over 100 pips so far. So there must have been some news out there. I'm looking at 8 pairs over 100 pips where the pound's clocking in at 25. So obviously something's going on with the pound and possibly the New Zealand. I'm sorry, something's going on with the yen, not the pound. Okay, we gapped down. We're still above that weekly open. So I would say if it comes down to that 28.34 weekly open, look for it to possibly drop like a rock. Range is too low for the rat, so rat's off the table. Bambino flex indicator is indicating shorts. Near the pivot is short. Near R1 we want to go short. Near S1 we want to go long. And we're not near any of those at the moment. Looking at the pivot, we have taken out the daily pivot. The weekly, not yet. And we have not taken out the monthly. Now, a trader asked, a seeker wanted to know why Walmart and I took a trade. And I believe this was the chart that was up when I was talking about it. Well, I'm trying, if I can remember correctly, there was a few things going on at the time, seeker. Let's see if I can hone in here. And I don't know if I can place it. Let's see. First, what I'm going to have to do is come down to properties and turn off the auto scroll since we do have a live market. Now, if I remember correctly, What had happened was price put in this 3 ball. And then what happened was, well, let me just make sure I get the right 3 ball. So we're looking at our 20. So nope, that couldn't have been right. I don't think. I'm gonna have to look again. I went back way too far. So we're talking about the 28th. Do I have the right day? I think you asked about it on Friday. It was somewhere around here, if I remember correctly. What had happened was, I think there was a flip-flop box. Price had put in a 3 ball. Oh, no, I think it was this one. It had failed to make a higher high. And then it started coming down. And then it retraced back up. Didn't make a higher high. So somewhere around here is where I think I got short. And I said I would either take a 1 pip win, or I was going to play it all the way down to 53 because there was an H4 pivot that hadn't been hit. And I believe it was this pivot right here. Yeah, this. Okay, so I was looking at the wrong one. It was this pivot that had not been hit. And so when this candle, no, that couldn't have been the right one. Oh, that's right. It hadn't been hit. And so that was the play, if I remember correctly. Let's see. 56. So yeah, what had happened was, nope, because that was on the 28th. We're looking for a trade on the 28th. So it must have been this. There was a missed pivot, and that's what I was shooting for. That's what I was targeting. And that's why I took the trade, because there was, once again, failing to make higher highs. And I was just targeting that pivot. That was it. So the thing is, once I was in profit, I could easily move the stop loss to, break even plus one and basically have a free trade, let it do what it's going to do. Until then, had to quote unquote sweat it for a couple of minutes, but hey, my stop loss was in there. I took the risk. And you see, you asked the reason why I took the trade, but see, all that did was get me into the trade. But once you get in the trade, doesn't matter why you took the trade, then you have to manage the money and manage the risk. That's what trading's really about. We can come up with, many millions of systems and indicators, and the combinations and permutations. But the bottom line is that you enter a trade and the market does what the market's going to do. But you as a trader have to decide what you're going to do. And really, before you get in the trade, you should know where you're going to get out, whether you get out with a profit or get out with a win. Now, you can, based on what you see, if you're watching it, you can make some adjustments. But, the funny thing is, usually, more often than not, they kind of work out. At least for me, they work out against me. It's much better if I say, okay, I think it's going to hit a certain level and then just let the market do what it's going to do. I mean, for example, here, we had a 3-ball, we had another 3-ball, and you see that 50% retrace line? It's like after that 3-ball got put in, what happened? Price retraced. Now, granted, this is only worth about 5 pips, but hey, there's your 5 pips. You could have taken the trade here, 45, 48. You could have netted 3 pips. I mean, doesn't sound like much, but depends on how much you're trading. $30 at $10 a pip, $300 and $100 a pip. $3 if you're trading $1 a pip. And if you're trading anything less, then you're just really just practicing. And I'm not trying to belittle or make fun of anybody with small accounts, but I mean, you really got to have some skin in the game because, can you grow a $100 account, make it huge? Sure, it can be done, but it might take you a while. And chances are you're going to be impatient and you're going to do something you wish you hadn't have done, and it's going to blow up. That's just, human nature, how we do. But I mean, it's just one of those things where if you look at these charts long enough, you don't even have the lines. You can just use your eyeball from here to here, then it went here. Now it looks like it at least did halfway. And then from here to here, it came down to here. Yeah, that looks like it did at least halfway. Then it put in a ball here, from here back to here. Yeah, that looks about halfway. I mean, the question is, though, it's a matter of timing. And it's a matter of you trusting your method, yourself, your analysis, your strategy, your plan. Nothing more, nothing less. So, fellow traders, this is going to be, tomorrow's video will be the last day of the month. I hope July, you're up for the month. And if you're not up for the month, I hope you're up for the year. And I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to trade, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.